good. So I'm over here trying to piece together like what I am doing wrong exactly. Um, I'm one of those people that like I will like take too much responsibility for things, and I have to leave a little responsibility for others. Uh, so I'm over here Saturday. On Saturday, I woke up and I said to Jackson, the father of my child, I said, Jackson, I am so tired. I feel like I'm getting sick. Coffee doesn't really do anything. I barely like have enough energy to, brush my teeth, take a shower, all of the like basic self-care things that I need to do just for me, because most of my energy is used on tasks not for me. I'm a mom, so 95% of my day is like feeding my kid, cleaning her up after feeding her, like entertaining her, feeding her some more, cleaning her up, changing her outfit, trying to take her into like engaging activities. Like my whole day is just like all about my baby. So in my family, in my experience, both of my parents worked and both of my parents took care of us, right? So it wasn't like ever only just one person's responsibility for anything. So my parents were like pretty fair with one another. Jackson's parents, they weren't like that. His mom just stayed home and took care of them, and his dad just worked. And like most people don't have a dynamic like that for a reason, because moms start to go crazy when they're just like home alone all the time, because women more than men are very social creatures. We like to talk, we like to visit, we like to ask how people's kids are and how their parents are and how their cousins and uncles and brothers and everyone is. Like, women love stuff like that. Men aren't as interested in those topics typically. So I have like no social interaction with anyone aside from my daughter and him. And he goes out and he gets his social interactions from his friends, from his coworkers, when he leaves for an hour to go pick something up at the hardware store, which is more than a little suspicious. He does that at least on his days off. He leaves the house a minimum of 4 times before asking, oh, hey, did you want to come with? Or did you want to get out of the house? Like, that's just never a thought on his mind. He was always wanting to get out of the house. He always needs a break. Him, me. So it's fucking miserable for me, because I'm just like, yo, I'm pretty easygoing. And he's not. So, like, I end up going with his flow, doing what he wants to make him happy, like he's the woman. And he's not the woman. When I want things, when I ask him for things, he does not do them. So Saturday, I say, I don't feel well. And then he comes home and he's like, I want to do something spontaneous. I'm like, let's go to Target. And he dragged his feet. He was terrible in Target. And I paid for it. I had just paid for our groceries the day before, so I'm like still ticked off about that. I'm like, okay. Like, he needs to be making the purchases for the family. He's not willing to invest in anything more reasonable, like a down payment for a house. We've talked about this dozens of times. Like, if you have $5,000, that's enough to put a down payment on a house and get started. No, I don't want to. Today, the first day, he's finally like, yeah, I'd be interested in something like that. I'm like, oh, okay. So he ends up getting cut early on Sunday, and he says again, I want to do something spontaneous. Let's go to Atlanta, because he knows I like Atlanta. But he also knows that like 24 hours before, I told him that I am so tired, I feel like I'm getting sick. So I'm just like over here, like giving him the information that I'm able to share because I'm so tired. Like, I look at my under eye bags. I'm like absolutely exhausted all the time. And instead of him helping me out, he decides, hey, let's go on a 2-day vacation to Atlanta for no reason. We went to the mall. We bought nothing at the mall the first day. We ended up going shopping to go buy some clothes at Goodwill to go out to eat. And we had a kind of mediocre dinner. I am like usually very excited about dinner. I wasn't. We spent like just anything that's supposed to be fun with Jackson isn't. He'll take you on a trip to Atlanta. We'll show up, you know, at 10 at night. And, hello. It should have been fun, like, and it could have been. But anytime we go anywhere, he's like, pick your feet up. Don't walk like that. Don't talk like that. Don't do this. Don't do that. Do this. Do that. And I'm just like, who are you? Why do you think you can talk to me this way? I told you that I'm exhausted. And you decided, instead of like, hey, why don't I watch Brooke for the weekend so that you can take a nap? Nope. It just, it wouldn't be weird to me if this was like the first time or even the second time. But he has on this, so we went to Atlanta, right? And he tried telling me yesterday that we haven't gone on a trip in 7 months. And that is just not true. We were just in Florida. We just drove an hour and a half away to go get a fucking sandwich, like last weekend. We drive an hour and a half to go to the creek. At least once a week he has to, it's so nice. And that fucking, it's just like, he keeps trying to say that I'm a homebody because I want to get my house clean and nice before I go somewhere and do something. And he has never like had to do that. He'll just like leave the house a mess and then come back to it a mess. The house is never clean. So I'm just like, was he raised with never having a clean house? Is this like a normal thing for him? Because I've never just had a constantly dirty house. Every time you walk in it, it's fucking dirty. And that's because my parents had us all clean every day. When you came home from school, you had to put away your shoes, you had to put away your backpack, you had to do a chore. We each had our own individual chores. Yeah, there was something extra that we did every day, because that's what being an adult is. You're always cleaning and doing something, and if you're not taught that as a child, it's like a slap in the face as an adult. You're like, there's so much to do, I couldn't possibly do it, like, because you're not supposed to do it all in a day. It wasn't, your house wasn't made that way. You're supposed to do a little bit every day. You clean your bathroom. You know, I have it down for me. I like things really clean, so I clean my bathroom twice a week. Oh, he's calling repeatedly. So let's see what's going on. Hey, Jackson, what's up?
I'm on my way back.
That's great. Okay, so right now, Jackson is coming back to help me pack up my stuff so that I can leave. Because I came back here, I don't know, a long ass time ago. In January, my grandma passed away. Which has sucked a lot. I'm just so tired, and I keep asking him for help, and he keeps saying, like, what are you tired from? And, like, this must have been stuff he heard his parents say to each other, but his parents got divorced. You can't just expect the woman to be a slave and sit at the house all the time doing all the cleaning, and the guy just can go off and be Mr. Macho, and talk to everyone, get all of his social needs met, and she just gets none of her needs met at all. I'd rather have a job. I'd rather have a man in my life that loves me. Like, I don't know what the confusion is for him. I've made it so clear what I want and need. Watch the baby for a half hour in the morning so that I can brush my teeth. Help me clean the house so that we can have a nice clean house. And then, if we can do that for a couple days, maybe we could plan a fun trip. Plan a fun trip, not just spontaneously drive somewhere like some crackheads and go in our dirty car and be stressed out. There's nothing fun about that. And I cannot seem to like get that through his head. I don't know if this is what he watched his parents do. Like, let's go on a day trip somewhere, and just like his mom just like laid out at the pool all day, and then he hung out with his dad. Like, I don't know like what he's going for, but the stuff that he takes Brooke to go do, like he wants to. Yeah, I don't understand it. She's like not even 2 years old, so all she really needs to be doing is like playing in the backyard with a hose. I run the hose, she makes a puddle. She's fucking so happy all day long, and that's easy for me because like it takes this much of my energy versus going somewhere and packing and having all of my nice clothes and all my nice makeup and looking good in the most beautiful city in America. Like, no pressure. And it's just like, if it were to be, it's like I keep likening it to you have like concert tickets, right? And when I was working a lot, I would get bummed out if there was some show I wanted to go to, because I'd be like, oh man, I'm so tired from work, I can't really enjoy this. Like, for you to go do something fun, you need at least 2 to 3 days of like totally relaxing, not having a whole lot of other responsibilities. And the cycle that we're in, it's just like you play first, and then you work a little bit, and then you play a little bit more, and then you work a little tiny bit, and it's not sustainable. It's not fun. I'm not used to being the only one doing all the work. And then my partner's coming up and criticizing the work that is done. Like, oh, it's the worst. It's the worst ever. Anything that I say, I want to get up early and leave because I want to be home by midday. Nope, Jackson wants to go swimming. So we go, like, he just was, he was not raised to, like, be helpful. And, like, I'm suffering. My daughter is suffering. There's no, these are, going to Atlanta for the weekend is something you do with your kid. I'd say when they're, like, 12 years old. That's when they can really appreciate it. Even a 5-year-old is, like, not fully able to grasp how much work it is to go do that. They're just like, like Brooke's thing lately is like, she says, makes a mess. So she likes to make a mess, and she's like a baby. So like the messes she makes are like scattering books everywhere and, throwing her food on the ground, stuff that like at home, super easy for me to manage. Out in the wild, not easy to manage, and in fact very stressful if you don't have baby wipes or like a change of clothes handy. Try changing your kid in a hot car. Like, just try it sometime. It is not easy. It doesn't look easy, because it isn't. So yeah, I'm just like, he said a bunch of really horrible stuff to me in the car on the way back, how he like doesn't want to be with me and blah blah blah. And like, you think I didn't notice that? Like, you refuse to do anything I ask. If you love me, you just do those things naturally. He doesn't remember any of the foods I like to eat. I'm hungry at lunch today, and I'm like, oh, I'm so hungry I can't even think. Like, I think I'm gonna pass out. Like, just go get me something I like. He goes and gets me like some Chinese food, which if I had it my way, I'd have Chinese probably once a month. But like, that's never the first. I've never once been like, let's go get Chinese. And then he was like, well, they don't have any hamburgers here. And I'm like, this guy doesn't even know me. Like, the person that I have been with him, I haven't even been myself at any point. I've just like been Mr. Nice Guy. Like, okay, sure, whatever you want. Let's do this. Let's do that. Whatever makes you happy. And that was our dynamic. Like, me just going along and being like the doting mother, and him just like, yay, look at this cool thing. Oh, yay, check this out. Oh, yay, look at this, look at that, look at this, look at that. He'll go like that all day. We don't have reciprocal conversations. He'll just talk to me about things that he's interested in, and I'll be like, yeah, okay. And he doesn't notice or care. He'll just keep talking. Because he doesn't really want to talk to me. So it's just painful. Like, it physically hurts my heart to relay all these details and be like, wow, this is the relationship that I have right now. I had a child with this kid, and he can't seem to wrap his head around that. He's like, why are you still trying to be with me? I'm like, we have a child together. I want her to have every opportunity to succeed in life and be the best. And children that come from single parent homes struggle a lot more than kids from married homes. But he doesn't want to grow up. We got into a huge fight on the way back. Where he's like, I don't want to be with someone who doesn't do what I want to do. I like to go on trips and I like to go have fun. And I'm like, you have a kid now. So you can be going on trips to the water park. You can take her on trips to Disneyland. There are so many kid-focused, kid-centric places that exist for people in your exact predicament. People that don't want to grow up, they don't want to stop traveling, but they have kids. What do? They take their kids to theme parks and on adventure vacations when they're old enough. Brooke is not even 2 years old. She can't ride any rides. She can't really do anything other than play in our backyard. I don't like swimming. He always wants me to take Brooke swimming. I'm just like, why don't you take her swimming if you like it so much? No. So it's just there's no compromising on anything. It just sucks. And I worked so hard to get to the point where I have my own bedroom. I even have my own bedroom. I mean, for on and off. I had my own bedroom when I was in college. And I've had my own bedroom when I've lived on my own. But I want this to work out so badly. For Brooke. Because she has the best chances if we get married and we try to make things work together. Brooke, if his financial status gets depleted by another woman and their children, Brooke's chances of success go way down. And I think other people think this is funny or interesting. They want to sabotage the future of children, but I don't. I want my daughter to have the same or better than I had. And I had, at minimum, a 2-parent household. Both of my parents worked. Both of my parents were there. It wasn't just my mom sat at home all the time trying to siphon money out of my father because she was a gold digger like his mom. My mom couldn't have sat at home all the time. She would have gotten so bored. I don't understand. The quality of children from women who are full-time moms are awful. I've never met someone as terrible as this guy. And I think that's partially why I've known him as long as I have. Because I'm just what? How is it possible that people are like this? It just blows my mind that he would choose, he just loves the chaos. He loves the stress. He wants to be on the road. He wants to be in some new city, going somewhere else other than his house. And he tries to make it out I'm such a weirdo for I have my own house. Why would I be wanting to go somewhere else? I have my own house. I can decorate it however I want. I can keep the air conditioning at whatever level I want. It can smell however I want it to smell. It will look as good as much as I invest in it looking good. It is all determined by me. But he's the kind of person who loves just putting his expectations in other people's hands. He'd rather go to like, I don't get it. Like, I don't understand the appeal of going to a fancy boutique hotel that is 400 square feet at most. It's probably closer to like 175 square feet altogether. It just feels bigger because they have mirrors and stuff in there. Why? Why would that be fun with a baby? She finally has her own room. She finally has her own yard that's fenced. So I don't have to like chase her around or be stressed out the whole time, which is what trips present. It is stress the whole time because I'm like having to just keep my eye on my kid like a hawk. If I look away for a second, I know for 100% certainty that Jackson is not watching her. So it's not like I can ever relax even for a second for 2 whole days. I can barely relax when I'm here at the house. So it's just like, I know he knows what he's doing. I know what he's doing. He keeps trying to say that, like, it's not on purpose or I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. I won't do it again. But he will do it again. And I haven't, like, recharged my batteries. I'm supposed to be getting myself, like, ready to go back to Arizona for a couple weeks. I've rescheduled 2 flights. Because he just like won't drive me to the airport. And says that like he doesn't want to be with me, but then like won't leave me alone. He's just so mean. When we first got together, he would be like jokingly mean, but like he would always apologize. He doesn't apologize. He's really mean. It's just all the time. It went from a sometimes thing to an all the time thing to anytime we go anywhere together, he's an asshole. And then if I comment on it, no, I'm not. I wasn't doing anything. Rather than just being like, oh yeah, you're right. I was kind of being a prick. Sorry. There's just no accountability. He acts like his mom. And that's like the worst thing for a guy. I think if women have sons, they just shouldn't be stay-at-home moms because the kids get so weird. We saw a kid out at the hotel, and I could tell he was homeschooled. He's like probably 16, and he's just like hanging out watching his mom like sunbathe. I'm like, dude, you clearly are fucking homeschooled, because any kid that went to public school would not be caught dead just like staring at their mom as she's like sunbathing in the one tiny corner of sun on the pool, and she certainly doesn't look like she needs any more sun. So you're just like, oh my god, what is it with women that have sons? Like, why are they so fucking weird? And like, why are their sons so incapable? Oh, because they've spent, but that kid was like 16 years old and was just like, his mom got him the towel when he got out of the pool. I'm just like, I don't know. It's just the reason men today suck is because of women. It's because of their mothers being like, oh no, Junior, oh let me help you with that, oh no, let me help you with that, oh let me do that for you, when we go see his family, it's the exact same thing. He'll like leave a cup out and his mom will just whisk it away. I'm like, that thing you're doing, you should not do. He is a grown man. Leave his beverage cup there because he's gonna want it in greater than 2 minutes time. But she used to do speed. I can fucking tell. People that used to do speed have like the really intense lines in their face, and she's got it. And that's the only way that a stay-at-home mother would be able to get through her job 20 years ago. There's no there was coffee. Coffee was okay. You could have Folgers, but people just did hard drugs back then. It was just way more common, and people don't want to address it now because they don't want that stigma. But I know that's what his mom is. She just acts like she used to do speed because she's just always running around. And then he's the same way. If it's ever calm and nice, he freaks out. He's never had a calm and nice atmosphere. He's never walked home, and seen his mom cooking anything up in the kitchen because she was never doing that. She was asleep or she was watching television. I get a lot of this. Like, just sadistic. I will be in pain. I had a splinter in my foot the other day. You're faking it. Like, I've never heard. I've only. Who says that? Who says that? Yeah, I used to really love this guy. But I don't